Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are diving into something literally out of this world, and honestly incredibly dark. We're going to explore a graphic novel-style fable drawn directly from ancient Enochian philosophy. It uncovers the incredibly rigid and frankly deeply cynical mechanics of celestial law. If you've ever wondered what the absolute edge of the universe looks like when the cosmic rules are broken, well, you are going to absolutely love how this breaks down.
To really wrap our heads around this grim cosmos, we're going to follow a traveler who is acting as our witness. Imagine seeing it through their eyes, a first-hand look at a secret, terrifying prison located at the very edge of existence. Here, massive burning stars that once belonged in the heavens are chained in perpetual darkness. And, we aren't just talking about giant rocks in space here. In this Enochian view, these are sentient celestial beings of immense scale. Following this traveler, we get to witness the ultimate cosmic decay hiding right beneath divine perfection.
Section 1. The Illusion of Cosmic Order. Armories of Lightning and Great Machines.
So, our traveler's journey kicks off with this grand tour, guided by high-ranking celestial officials. They're taken through the majestic heights of the cosmos, moving right past these unbelievable armories where lightning is literally forged. They can even feel the invisible winds that sustain the heavens. At first glance, these great machines holding everything in place seem absolutely beautiful, but actually they represent a strict cosmic rhythm. This isn't some gentle, natural harmony. It's an uncompromising, authoritarian celestial law that demands absolute obedience from even the most massive beings. From a prisoner's cynical perspective, all this grand architecture, it's just a glittering cage.
Moving on to Section 2. Journey to the Abyss, where the sky itself ends.
The guides take our traveler way, way beyond the maps of the known world. They pass the armories, they pass the great machines, eventually arriving at a place where the light just completely fades. Tracking this descent really illustrates a massive spatial and philosophical shift. We are going from the glittering, mechanical heights of the cosmos all the way down into a silent, desolate, chaotic waste right at the ultimate boundary of existence. It's literally a journey from ultimate order straight into ultimate ruin.
Section 3. Temporal Chains of the Stars. The Rebellion of the Luminaries. Inside this dark abyss, the traveler discovers the very first layer of confinement, and this place serves as a silent, deeply cynical warning to all of existence. Here, they find 7 wandering stars. Like we touched on earlier, these are massive beings of fire, majestic entities that used to illuminate the sky, now chained up and held captive in perpetual darkness.
Now, the philology of their crime is super fascinating here. The specific phrasing, failing to appear at their appointed times, actually stems from ancient roots used to describe wandering stars, planets that visibly defied the fixed, predictable rotation of the night sky. This language reveals that this wasn't just a simple accident. They didn't just accidentally drift off course, no, they made a conscious choice. They chose specific rebellion over the universe's appointed, rigid rhythm. It was a completely calculated act of defiance against that authoritarian cosmic law.
And so, what's the price for that defiance? Well, for this specific deviation from their designated role, these fallen luminaries are bound by a finite sentence of exactly 10,000 years. It's a highly regulated, strictly measured form of punishment, because even in the absolute depths of this dark abyss, the cosmic bureaucracy still demands a specific tally of time.
So to sum up this first level of the abyss, a specific rebellion against the cosmic rhythm results in a strictly regulated, bounded judgment. The real crucial takeaway for the traveler here is that this temporal confinement violently strips away the majesty of the heavens. It proves, without a shadow of a doubt, that absolutely no rank, no matter how high, massive, or radiant you might be, is beyond the authoritarian reach of celestial law.
Which brings us to Section 4. The Eternal Primordial Void. Transgressions against creation. Because deeper still lies a second, far more terrifying pit tied to the primordial order. This represents the fundamental fabric of existence itself, and this lower pit is reserved exclusively for the ultimate crime. These beings didn't just miss a cosmic appointment, they broke the primordial order of creation itself, and because of that, their transgressions carry a weight far, far heavier than mere temporal disobedience.
Seeing this through the traveler's eyes, we realize how the punishment scales down into the darkness. Step 1 is a specific rebellion, which gets punished by that finite sentence of 10,000 years. But Step 2 takes us from that bounded judgment and drops us right into an endless, measureless pit. The architecture of the abyss perfectly and terrifyingly scales the horror to match the exact severity of the crime. The contrast between these two systems of punishment is just stark. On one hand, we've got the highly structured temporal confinement of the wandering stars, a finite 10,000 years. On the other hand, we face the formless, boundaryless nature of the eternal void. It's completely aimless and measureless. And this contrast highlights a really terrifying reality. The deeper you go, the more the rules of time simply dissolve into nothingness.
Section 5. The Architecture of Nihilism. The Secret Ticking Clock. As the traveler is taking all of this in, the inherent nihilism baked right into this prison's design becomes profoundly clear. I mean, the ultimate existential terror here isn't the physical pain of the fire. After all, massive burning stars are kind of used to fire, right? No. The true horror is the eternal loss of boundary and hope. When a sentence is measureless, it totally ceases to be a punishment meant for correction. It just becomes an architecture of pure, unadulterated nihilism.
This sources describe this as a sentence that has no exit, a secret ticking clock at the very limit of all things. The absolute finality of this divine law creates a bleak, completely inescapable reality. Down in this deep abyss, an aimless sentence without any end becomes the ultimate horror of the cosmos. Our traveler, serving as a witness to this cosmic decay, realizes that beneath the beautiful great machines and the glittering armories of lightning, the entire universe is essentially held together by the threat of this never-ending clock.
Which leaves us with this final, profound question. If the ultimate terror of the cosmos is an eternal, aimless sentence with no exit, what does that actually reveal about the true nature of celestial justice? I really want you to think about that as you consider the hidden architecture of our universe. Ask yourself what it means when the highest order, the beautiful, glittering heights of the heavens, is fundamentally built upon a foundation that threatens eternal, measureless decay for anyone who steps out of line. It totally reframes how we view authority, order, and the delicate rhythm of existence. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I hope this journey to the edge of the sky has sparked your curiosity to look a little deeper into the hidden structures that govern our world.